This is a drawing that I did a few years back, maybe 3 years ago. This is when I had first got a digital tablet and I was new to it. I had no idea really about blending modes and all of that. So the layers were very minimalistic. I think probably just one layer for the base underlying color of the skin, and then after that I just blended the colors on top of it. But I come from a background of doing pastel portraits, which is a lot different than doing it digitally. What I would normally do if I was doing a pastel portrait was I would have the pastel paper, I would draw the outline of the person, and then I would lay on top of that the lightest basic tone of that person's skin color. And then I would gradually work darker and darker, and then over the top of the dark areas go with light parts for the highlights. And the way that I ended up working that way was when I first started drawing, I would do pen and ink and then watercolors. And anyone that does watercolor knows that if you do watercolors, you have to go light and then gradually work darker. You can't work in reverse. You can't go dark and work light because you can't put the colors on top of each other like that. So I applied that same process to when I started doing pastel. I just gradually worked from light to dark. And so you can see from this drawing here that I'm working on the eye there. And when I did the eye, I believe I started with a light blue and then went in dark with the shadows under the eyelids and then added the highlight over the top. Also, you'll notice that the skin has a lot of variation of color. And I always say this, that white people aren't just pink and black people aren't just brown. There are a lot of different variations that change the color of skin. So whether it's the environment, the sunlight, reflection off of clothes, all of that has a bearing on the color of skin. So whenever I do a person's skin, whether it's a white person or a black person, whatever, I always put some colors from the environment that I choose to make the background. So with this person, the background is kind of a green with some yellows and some browns in it. So I put some of those colors in the skin. That makes the whole portrait cohesive. And I also tend to put blue in the skin, I put red in the skin. All of that keeps your drawing from looking flat. If you use just one color and just shades of a darker color of that same color, it's not very interesting. But when you add in some blue here, a little bit of red there, a little bit of purple, a little bit of green, all of those little bitty things your eyes tend to pick up on. But you have to do it sparingly and in the right spot, I guess you could say. But this drawing, this portrait that I'm doing here, again, was my first foray, I guess you could say, into doing a digital portrait. And it was actually, honestly, it was really intimidating. I'm kind of different than most artists, I would say, to a certain degree, because I will have an idea in my head of how I want it to look, but a lot of times I'm not necessarily sure of the process of how I'm going to go about doing it. And for me, it's not until I start working on it, and I start seeing how things are kind of going, and I kind of figure it out as I go. So for me, drawing is a process of fixing mistakes until everything starts to look correct. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's how it is for me. But again, my name is Kevin Bentley. I'm with Bentley's Arts. On my channel, I've lately been doing character type work. I've been trying to kind of get into that. But again, I come from a portraiture background. And so if you have any questions about how anything is drawn or how to go about, need any tips or anything, or if you want any work done for you, a portrait of your family member or yourself or something like that, be sure and just message me on my Instagram and I'll be sure and get with you. But I post this video just to show my particular style. Me as an artist, I love looking at other artists' work, and you can learn so much just from other artists. And one thing I've had to learn is being an artist. It's easy to compare yourself to other artists and say this, oh, I wish I could do that, I wish I could do that. But each artist is different and they have their own particular style. So a lot of times it's a matter of figuring out what your style is and working within your knowledge and limitations that you have and making it work. And so that's what I tend to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed my rambling, I guess, about nothing. But like I said, my name's Kevin Bentley, Bentley's Arts. Be sure like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll look forward to the next video. You all take care.